What we got here? Some kind of game that looks like it's in a box and... Oh, hey! Konami Stinger, huh? Yep, this is a game I grew up with, and I figured, you know what, I might as well take a break, keep on doing other things. And yeah, I've still been working on my Minecraft and still doing a lot of Dwarf Fortressing too. But I figured, you know what, hey, I'll throw in this game that I kind of been wanting to play for a while. I remember this game being just god-awful hard when I was 7 years old. And I started playing it and come to realize it was probably only hard because I was playing it with other people. You see, it's just a side-scrolling shooter. It's kind of reminiscent of like Fantasy Zone or even Proteus, except it's, well, it's still just as zany, but the enemies are, I don't know what the deal is with this game. It is very out of there. Like, the terrains and stuff's alright. There's nothing, it's pretty normal, everyday stuff, but you're fighting, like, turnips, and I have no idea what the hell those green things are. Are they, like, bunches of grapes, or butterflies? Upside down, like, tree head guys? I don't know. You got, like, rolls of tapestry, or saltwater taffies attacking us. Green evil pumpkins? Or tomatoes, maybe? I don't know. And then the turnips. Let's see, there's just a lot of weird enemies and stuff in this game. Donuts are attacking us now. Anyway, the essential part of the game is those bells. Those bells are essentially your power-ups. And to get power-ups, you pretty much are juggling them through the air to change them colors. It roughly takes maybe about 5 hits or so before each color change. And it'll go through about, let's say, 5 color changes total. Each one gives you a different power-up. The blue ones will give you speed-ups. The white will give you the double shot bonus. The red one, like I just got there, will give you the laser. And then there will be a blinking red-white one, which will give you the, I guess it would be the option of this game. It's sort of like a ghosts that chase you around and offer you additional shots. You get 2 of them that'll follow you around, and it's definitely necessary, especially if you want to advance any farther in the game. And then there's a blue and white flashing bell that will give you a force field, which is, again, very necessary if you want to get on deep in this game. The first level is, you know, obviously pretty easy. Not much shoots at you except for these flying paper bag balloons. I don't... The enemies are again pretty docile, really. I mean, nothing really gets in your way. Most everything avoids you. The only ones that can really kind of threaten you are those things there, and of course these shooting guys. And that's about it. I mean, everything else just pretty much comes and goes, and you can avoid it without. Heck, you can't even run into those turnip things. They just fly away from you if you try. Well, unless you're speed it up, then you can kill yourself with them, but why would you do that? You also notice that I miss a lot of things on the ground in this first level, and that's primarily because I'm trying to juggle bells. I'm trying to get all the power-ups so I can, you know, kind of show them off, and also so I can, you know, actually have those power-ups for later levels, because it'll be very important. Like I said, I kind of think this game was a lot harder back when I was a kid. Well, 1, because I was 7 years old, 2, because when you're trying to play with other people and you're trying to juggle bells, and they're trying to juggle bells, well, it turns into a giant clusterfuck, and you usually end up messing each other up, killing each other, and stealing each other's bells. So, not something you really want to do. The good thing about this game, however, is that even if you die, you get a chance to get your abilities back. And it'll essentially be like a little ghost that pops out of your ship after you take a killing blow, and it'll essentially float to the top of the screen, which gives you a chance to come back in and grab it. And when you do, you'll get all your power-ups back that you had when you died. The downside is that it only happens once, and if you lose again afterwards, well, you are out of luck and you have to regain all your power-ups. The other thing is that if you're playing 2 players, the other person can pick up your ghost too. So whether or not they do it on purpose, you know, one of those debates that all the kids had back in the day. You kind of might be out of luck there too, because like many of these shooter games, once you get past the first 2 or 3 stages and you lose your power-ups, well, it's a very steep hill to climb to try to get back in the game. I mean, the enemies only get harder from here. You'll notice in this stage, again, I kind of have skipped a bunch of the ground stuff. The question marks do kind of give you random abilities, random bonuses. However, if you reveal a skull, it's usually some kind of power down, usually just slow, which can actually help you out if you've gotten too many speed ups, which I kind of end up doing later. But anyway, a lot of the ground stuff is pretty much non-consequential. I mean, there's nothing on the ground that's going to really make or break your game. You'll see some of the bells do also give you other power-ups, however, such as turning all the enemy into bells. Sometimes they'll give you invincibility or wipe the screen clean. Other than that, nothing really important on the ground. The L and R shots, you notice I pick up the L shot, or the R shot I think is the one I picked up. Essentially just gives you one like single normal bullet to the right. Oh, maybe I didn't pick it up. In this stage, it's not really all that important, but on the side-scrolling stages, it'll actually kind of benefit you a little bit, because you'll be shooting down to the ground with that extra shot. Again, I remember this being so much harder as a kid, and like the bosses normally took quite a while of dodging around. Well, maybe I just didn't have these 3 ships with death lasers to clear out everything for me when I was a kid, because these bosses are going down pretty, well, too quickly, actually. And you notice that last level, they actually had a lot of enemies that were, you know, sort of themed to an underwater level, which is pretty cool. And then you get here to the desert, where I'm being attacked by, like, rolled up garden hoses and flying, barking shoes, I guess. There's some evil heads on the ground shooting fireballs at us, and there's Metal Man's blade weapon attacking me, some coat hangers. I think there was some sextants earlier that were, you know, what did I ever do to any of this stuff? Those are like evil, hairy burger buns. I don't know. The game is just, look, there's a smiley face with sunglasses, and it too is angry. God, I don't know what it is. It's like this game has some kind of weird thing. I don't know what it is. There's just a lot of weirdness. I think that was kind of what, like, why I kept playing it as a kid, even though this game, like, infuriated the crap out of me. We get so far, and you get to one point, and like a lot of shooters, you lose your power-ups, and you die, and you're just like, you know what? To hell with this game. Well, and I think it's all this weirdness that just kept bringing me back. And you notice I missed the weird alien head there. I believe that's just points. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but the only thing that's on the ground, I think, that actually is of any value, I think, is there's like a cross, maybe? Or maybe that's the extra guy. There's specific little icons, and then some of them will be an extra man, which can come in handy. However, like I said, once you've lost your power-ups, no amount of guys is going to help you. Normally, you're pretty much boned after level 5 or 6. You can come back. I mean, there's the opportunity to get these bells back, since they're in just about any cloud. Well, not every cloud, but just about most of the clouds in the game, you will find them. It is easy to kind of get your things back. However, juggling them in later stages, when you have every enemy in the stage shooting you, much more difficult. Alright, so more evil shoes, saw blades, more question marks and money bags. I don't know, sextants or pliers maybe? I don't know. Clothespins? Just weird. Weirdness. Those maybe those are fuzzy clams. I mean, it could be. Hell if I know. Do you know? You can't possibly know. Well, unless you worked for Konami back in '87, which I doubt you did. Now these little heads, and I for some reason I kept thinking they were like Peanuts characters or something. Like, hey, is that like peppermint patty heads that I'm picking up? I think that's actually like a Goemon head, because, I mean, it would make more sense. I think Goemon is, you know, a Konami, you know, license type thing, so maybe they snuck that in here and I just didn't pick up on it the first time. But, yeah, then again, I was 7 and I never played a Goemon game ever, so again, odd, weird crap going on. It's like some kind of faucet with a mouth shooting bubbles at me? I think that's what's going on here. Maybe that's supposed to be some kind of saxophone. I don't know. Anyway, that's enough for me tonight. This has been Ampillion. Have a good one.